Well, today we're back here with Michael from our sponsors at Ethan Allen of Western New York with your design tip of the week. Today, Michael, we're talking about upholstered leather, right?
We are. We're going to talk all about leather today.
Alrighty. Yeah. So starting off, just tell us a little bit about why people should choose leather when it comes to reupholstering their furniture.
Yeah, leather's a great choice because leather is timeless. It's very durable, so leather will hold up to everyday life and be there for years to come. It actually adds a nice depth and dimension to a room because you have a lot of other fabrics and things like that, so leather's great to mix into a piece. It's actually hypoallergenic, so it really doesn't collect dust and things like that.
Nice.
And one of the misconceptions about leather is it's cold or it's hot. But it really, because it's a living, breathing entity, it really adapts to your body temperature within seconds. So, that really is a little bit of misinformation out there.
Okay, I'm learning a lot. And I know since you're the expert, there are some things to know about leather and the characteristics about them, right?
Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, so the first thing you want to do is do some due diligence with leather because there's a lot of misinformation out there, let's say. And there's a lot of different types because you can see a piece that looks beautiful, but it could be fake leather. It could be leather look. It could be a vinyl that looks like leather. A lot of manufacturers out there, what they'll do is they'll put leather on the seat maybe, and then a synthetic all the way around the piece. So what you're sitting on might be leather, but the rest of it is not. And then over time, it's going to age differently. If you really look at it, you can see the difference, things like that. So you want to know what you're getting when you're out there buying leather. The nice thing about all of our leathers is they all are top grain, full grain leathers, which means they're the more durable, more desirable part of the hide. Because what happens is most hides are about 5 mil thick. And when they split them down the middle, the first cut or the top cut is the more desirable cut, and that's what all of our leathers represent. The underside are what's called splits, and those are used for your car seats, a briefcase, a pair of gloves, those kinds of things, all of those secondary items.
Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the characteristics of leather. You brought in some different samples.
Yeah, so we have a little bit of a variety here. One thing to understand about leather is they all have their own personality.
Because
just like people. And so each cow has its own personality and different characteristics to it. So you want to understand that about leather, because if you're looking for something that is just kind of flat and plain in a sense, leather's probably not for you, because no matter when you're dealing with a full grain or top grain leather, you're always going to get the dimension of real leather. The way leather is colored is very important. Again, all of our leathers are what's called either aniline dyed or semi-aniline dyed. And what that is they take the whole hide and it's actually submerged in a vat of the colored solution, the dye. And that allows the whole hide to be permeated, which is important because it not only adds depth to the hide, but if you were to get a scratch or something like that on the hide, you're going to see a similar color. You're not going to see white, where other less expensive leather pieces are just sprayed with color, let's say, and then you're going to see kind of a different color come out from underneath. I have an example of it, over here on the side with the one hide. You can see the underside is almost the same color as the top side. Yeah. So the coloration is very important, and the difference between aniline and semi-aniline is just the transparency. And aniline dyed leather is going to be a little bit more transparent, so you'll see more of the natural characteristics of the hide. Okay. Where semi-aniline dyed leather goes through an extra step. So more of those characteristics are diminished, let's say. Okay. Yeah, so, and then from there, it's how much color you want to see. Yeah. So over here, we have examples of the different color categories, so to speak, of our leathers. So we have the kind of khaki green one here is what's called an enhanced leather. And what that means is it just goes through a number of dyeing processes to get a more even color. So the hide marks, the insect bites, all the natural things you see in a hide are going to be diminished quite a bit. So you're going to see more of a solid color, so to speak, within the hide. And that also adds to the protection of the leather. So it's a very user-friendly in a family room, lots of kids, things like that. It's not going to pick up scratches. It'll resist, it'll be very durable and resist staining, things like that.
Well, Michael, that's something else that I was going to ask when it comes to leather on furniture. The use and care for it is something that's also probably on our viewers' minds.
Yeah, absolutely. So Leather is very easy to live with. You really just want to take a damp rag and wipe it down and dry it. You can take your brush from the vacuum attachment. You don't want to use anything like a beater bar or anything like that. And that's really the best way to maintain it. You know, if you spill water on it, you just blot it up and then let it dry naturally. Some of the leathers will be more protected than others, so you want to be careful. And the nice thing with all of our leathers, and I have an example here, we have a use and care and information label on all of our leathers. So when you're selecting one, we can tell you exactly how to maintain it and how to use it and if it's appropriate for your lifestyle.
Well, that's what you guys do best. So thank you so much for sharing more about this. Viewers, if you're interested in bringing some leather into your household and reupholstering furniture, you can go visit our sponsors here at Ethan Allen of Western New York for the best tips for you. Thanks again, Michael.
Thank you.
Well, if you're looking for the right leather that fits your home, stop by our sponsor showroom on Sheridan Drive or visit ethanallen.com.